All right, sweet. Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much again, Rachel. I look forward to catching up again here soon. And Justin, the opportunity is to get to share and really stand upon this platform that you've built and get to share about kind of what we're doing to help partner managers, teams of one, teams of two, us all really figure out kind of what's next as we build and help our companies grow through the partnerships that we're building. CoPort really grew from that question as a partner manager myself, asking, why do we partner with who we partner? It's a simple question, but I think that all great things grow by the simple questions that we ask. Like, how do we figure out what partners really will add value to our organization? But then why do certain partners work and others don't? Why do certain relationships or technical integrations or reseller relationships seem to grow more than others? Is it the type of company? Is it the integration that's built? Is it just the time in the market and we just happen to see it at the right time? And as a partner manager, I just couldn't quite figure that out. And I had people from the C-level to my customers to just friends saying, "Hey, we should partner together. Let's go figure this out." And I wanted to be able to say, okay, well, this is why we partner with this type of partner. And what it began to invite me into was this journey of how can I create better focus for the partners and my partner program? Because that's probably our greatest challenge within partnerships today is how do we create the focus so that we can scale? Somebody like Rachel managing 90 partners, but she said has 125. So that means there's 35 partners that are not getting that attention or not at the right moment. You're not able to focus on them. Maybe they've been, they've moved on from the program, or you're kind of holding them, as many of you have said on LinkedIn and others, they're the not yet type of partner. But in order for us to have that kind of structure, we need to have this framework or system that says why this partner matters and why we should be doing this type of partner program. So that's where CoPort comes in, is helping create the structure and the system that lives in our heads, or we have an idea around in order to submit to a process. So then we can say to our partners, we can say to our executives, we can say to the marketing team when we want to do another campaign, hey, this is why this partnership matters to our organization. And we've talked a lot today about different types of partner technology. There'll be more coming later. But CoPort kind of fits in a really interesting spot where we're not really at the beginning, where you're thinking about how do I build my program or I want to discover new partners. That's where Delia comes in. That's where Partner Utopia really adds a lot of value to our partner programs. And then some of us are on the far end of our partner program where we need to scale. We have a growing program. We have hundreds, if not thousands of partners in there, and we need to give them portals and give them access to content. That's where Greg comes in, and that's where Euler steps in to really help that space. Where CoPort fits in is kind of in the middle, where we ask the question, how do we launch those partners once we discover we want to work with them? And as we scale, how do we activate them? We can't activate a partner that isn't in our program, and we can't scale with partner programs if we don't know what are we going to do now. So CoPort provides you the framework, the discipline, the system, if you will, to kind of guide partners through the life cycle. Why we partner with who we partner, how do we go about partnering together, and then what are we going to do now? And can we determine that the types of activities and the projects we do actually drive the revenue and goals that we want to achieve? So we do that. We do that through aligning, through launching, and activating. It's a little bit easier probably to talk through it. We just kind of go through a little bit of a demo. As you can see on the screen, we'll just kind of swipe over and get right into it. Now, this is as a partner consultant working with companies, every partner that's in CoPort has their own profile. We give you a snapshot of who they are and where they fit within that lifecycle program. We also have reporting and dashboards so that you can see kind of the pipeline of partners going through and where you can allocate new resources or begin to pitch for more resources, right? To say, hey, we have this growing program moving from recruiting to activation to, sales and growth. You'll now have a better understanding of different partners along that stage. So the first part really is alignment. We want to help you really understand, hey, this partner fits this program and fits our company because we're hitting this goal. And that will help you better partner within existing teams internally, which is also very important to partner with, right? And then also where we're growing. It also will help you discover a little bit around, hey, if your company's focusing on this type of goal, how many partners actually influence in that? And so you can run reports that say, hey, I have 10 partners that have drove this much pipeline that have helped us grow in this way. And so I can go over here to my company goals. I can see that today. And I can even filter by saying, hey, I want to grow in this specific goal. Here's the 12 partners that are doing that today. Here's the revenue that they've influenced, and then the pipeline that they're growing as well. Well, once we've aligned, we got to say, okay, like, how do we go about doing this? And so just like Rachel mentioned, there's a life cycle that we go through. There are natural checkboxes that we go through in order to say, hey, partner, this is what it takes to work together. Let's go through this together. And that provides a natural vetting process in order to give you, partner manager, as well as the other company, right, the best chance of being success. There's really no chance of like, oh, I know this partner will be successful because XYZ. But what we can do is set each other up for success. And so CoPort is that shareable platform as well. It allows you to share this workflow, this life cycle, if you will, with your partner manager and navigate through this journey together. I found it super helpful on that first introductory call to say, hey, this is what we do. This is what a partner program looks at our organization. These are the steps that we've kind of determined as gives us the best chance of success. Let's go through that together. Are you willing to? And that provides some really great vetting early on to say, this partner is in it and we're committed to kind of going through this journey together. So as they go through this journey, we then move them through the life cycle from prospecting, onboarding. All of this is, of course, customizable based upon your program. Not one program is the same, right? And you have your own vernacular and language. And so, hey, we customize that for you and really what you need to kind of guide your partners through these different stages from account mapping. Hey, did we connect cross-beam together? Have we activated them on our portal? Have they sent their first lead yet? All of that is put together in one place so that when someone comes to you and says, hey, why is this partnership working so well? You can say, oh, here's the things that we've done. And then you can say, hey, why isn't that one? We figured that one would be really successful. Oh, well, this is why. We're still struggling with them to even get a contract signed, or we can't get that first customer, or whatever it is. Data provides you some of that objective conversation. And then oh yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, I don't want us to skip over this. I feel like this is an important part of the process, a key core part of the value that when we talk about templates for tiny teams and managing everything in other places, that this is really where CoPort shines. It's like you can get the partner, you can get them on board, you can get them to agree to things, but then the devil's always in the details. And if you have your playbooks, which are the repeatable processes that have been known to or evolving to drive revenue and outcomes, if you're leaving that to chance, right, then that's where a lot of companies go wrong. Or if it's confusing and difficult to access and manage, you could have the best playbooks and the best processes. But again, if you can't operationalize them on it, which is one of the key themes of our event right now, what you're showing us right here is this is where you sit down playbook by playbook and outline those key functions, those key activities that are repeatable, that when they get done in this particular order, in this particular way, lead to these outcomes. And then anybody can come in. And if you're an Agile Manifesto fan, you know that one of the key elements of agility is the ability to inspect. And if someone can't inspect where something is in the process, you don't always get the best results. So I think just it's important for those people who are running multiple programs with multiple partners, in across multiple regions, that having something very, very clear that has the repeatability and stage and status beyond what a Monday.com can do, that is really the power of what people have just seen and you're demonstrating here. So I don't want that moment to pass by, because if someone is struggling across multiple platforms and they want a better, we'll call it partner project management process, and they're like, mine's just not right. I think that's the highlight, the key thing here for us and those watching and listening to take away.
Yeah, that's really helpful. And the pushback can be, Justin, too, right? Like, I got enough work to do. Like, I don't want to check boxes off, right? And that could be the challenge. That The opportunity, I think, in creating the system, something using like CoPort, is that it actually allows you to be flexible with your partners. It allows you to move quicker or slower depending upon the system that you have in place. Many of us in the Slack, in the chat earlier, were like, man, it is chaotic to kind of manage all of our partners. And that was something that Rachel talked about, pre CoPort, if you will. But when we build the structures and systems in place, it actually gives us a better peace of mind because we can give better expectations and know, hey, when I show up today, here's the work I'm going to do to move my partnerships forward.
Yeah, I think, you wrapped it up nicely there. And so is there one or two more things that you think are key to people who are struggling with multiple partners and multiple partner programs, and those partners ought to know about ways to better manage, better operationalize their process using your tools and templates? And also to point out, a lot of it built from true and actioned outcomes that you worked on with Rachel.
That's right. Yeah. And so even you can see Justin right here is part of the activities of the projects. It's that last in the trio of why do we partner with who we partner? How do we go about partnering together? And then there's the now what? So they signed, they joined, but like what do we do together to actually grow our companies? And so this takes a page out of the project management playbook, if you will, but then ties attribution to it. And so then connecting with your already source of truth, whether that's your CRM or other tools, you can then say, okay, when we go to activities like this, let's take events for example. When I go to events, I want to know that the investment that we put in is going to give us the revenue in return. And we can begin to zoom out across all of our partners, across our entire program and say, hey, like we're pretty good at that. Or, oh no, we've invested a lot in events. And so it gives you kind of this attribution based upon the question of the now what? What are we doing together? And really, the impact of that is companies like Lifesaver, like you see on the screen, right? When we create focus, we build the systems, we can actually support the partners within our ecosystem. Lifesaver, like many of us, was a little bit scattered in where we were all growing, but we were able to come in and CoPort provided them the discipline and systems in place to create the revenue results that they wanted to receive. You can read more about that on our website, but I wanted to highlight that as something that says, hey, when we do things like this, we lose the confusion of what does it mean to be a partner within your program. It allows you to actually build it going forward because you know the milestones of what a successful partnership looks like. And honestly, as we look at all of our New Year's resolutions or any way of building habits or growing, it just plain works when we submit to that. And so really invite you to check it out for yourself. Of course, you can use it on a trial basis for free. It's fully functional as it currently stands. And so we invite you to go to our website, check it out, scan the QR code. We also are working with another consultant in the market. You might know him, Bernard Friedrichs. He's began to build out partner standard of different kind of templates of what does it look like. And so you can actually implement his template right in CoPort from the moment you start. Implement those tasks because maybe you haven't maybe figured out what you want to use yet. Cool. Use his. He's graciously given that to us to share with you all. Or you can create your own because maybe you have it already and we can help you upload those from the back end. But you can get started, check it out, and use it when you're ready. And with that, Justin, that's really all that we wanted to share with today. Thanks so much, everyone, for your time and the comments. And we look forward to talking with you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Danny. I think a big takeaway before we bring out our next speaker in session is the fact that you can take your existing templates if you have them, and you will work with those companies who might have those things in Jira or Asana or Monday, because that's always a big thing is the switching costs, moving from one platform to another is a huge pain in the butt. And so if someone's like, yeah, I want something better, I just don't have the time for it. From what I understand, you'll work with those teams and take their existing playbooks, take their existing templates and help them move them, map them, and operationalize them into CoPort. And so if that's something that sounds of interest to you, I shared it a couple seconds ago, but the chat's kind of gone wild a little bit. So let me drop the link again in there, Danny. To find Danny on LinkedIn, I'll drop that as well. And so you can reach out with him there. And we're going to be saying goodbye to Danny. And I'm trying to find something funny that rhymes with CoPort, but there isn't really anything that sounds like CoPort you later. But yeah, bad joke, bad joke. All right.
Maybe we should
So,
just get off.
yeah, we gotta keep it lively and fun here. All right. So
All right.
we're gonna
Thanks,
be bringing
Justin.
up our friend, say goodbye to Danny. Bye, Danny. We'll catch up later.